I'm Duncan Green. Welcome to Gym Hacks, your daily 10-minute dose of tips, techniques and innovations to make your fitness club stand out, more fun to run and more profitable. 600 seconds of takeaways that will make a difference. Our aim is to provide the very best free content on the web for you gym owners and operators. If you like our content, register for our free 6-week Exponential Growth Formula program. We're helping fitness club professionals generate the maximum revenues possible. Register below to enroll on the next program, which starts on the 1st of next month. Once you've registered, we'll send you the logins automatically. Also, check out our unique implementation service. This is a 100% done-for-you program of effective fitness club marketing, and it's supported by the strongest guarantees anywhere in our sector. Click below for details on this incredible service. But right now, let's get back to today's gym hack. There are 3 sorts of buyers. A small number are ready to go now. A huge, much bigger number will be buyers of yours in the future if you do the right things in the interim between alerting them to your presence and then being in a position to buy. And then the third thing is the biggest group of all who will never be buyers. So what's the marketing strategies that you need in order to make yourself attractive to each of those 3? Well, the first thing you have to do is the $6 million question. You must make sure that every marketing activity that you do answers this question for the target market you've aimed it at. Why should I join your club over every other option in your catchment area, including doing nothing, and why should I do it now? How do you stand out against your competition, against at-home exercise, against corporate exercise, against walking in the park? And how do you stand out against actually doing nothing? Do you persuade customers that inactivity is such a dangerous option, they would be far better spent joining your club? And why should they do it now? You must tick boxes of all of those questions if your marketing's going to be powerful. So people start on one side of the ravine. And in recent studies, almost 100% of customers understand that exercise is good for them and that joining a fitness club would give them benefits which would make them feel better, live longer, be free of the risk of many diseases. But something happens in leaping across that ravine in order to achieve the longed for results. And the issue for your club is that you never quite manage to solve the problems, questions, and roadblocks that your prospects have sufficiently in order to get them to cross that ravine. And as such, 88% of them fall down into that area between home and your club and never ever joined. So again, you'll see that there's such a lot of information that prospects have to understand, which helps them to on this journey from prospect to member, that it's almost impossible to do it with a one-hit marketing campaign. And the only way to do it is this whole concept of romancing your customer, starting a relationship, somehow capturing data, and then taking them on a journey, an extended journey, when you cover or overcome their problems for them, answer all their questions, help them remove the roadblocks from starting, and end up in a confident manner at your door looking for the longed for result. How your customers make decisions. The first thing they do is to reinforce to themselves that not changing their behavior is a very good thing. And you have to do everything you can to persuade them that not changing is not good. Once you've done that and you've told them all about the dangers of inactivity and what's going to happen to them as they get older if they don't change, they then start to feel and understand the consequences of not changing. However, the next natural place for them is to worry about the negative consequences of changing. If I join the club, bad things are going to happen to me. I won't understand. I won't stick to it. I'll lose my money. My friends will laugh. And so you need then to reinforce them about how the club will help them. And the better that you take them on this journey, the more successful your customers are going to be. But I want you to understand just how involved and intensive this journey is going to be. So you need to overcome the objection of staying as they are. You need to point out the disadvantages of not changing their behavior. You need to understand what their natural inclination is going to be and their natural reluctance to join fitness clubs because they're worried about certain things about joining you. You need to understand what they all are, and you need to cover them so that you can get them at the promised land of understanding the advantages of changing the behavior. The starting point is to decide who are the people who are best served to join your club. Who are you targeting? Who is your entire club system set up to attract? And when you know exactly who, to think about where they operate, where they go, where they mix, where you could come into contact with them. And you need to offer them some sort of result, a desired outcome, and to link them up from the position, the pool of where they hang out, both online and offline. You need to bait the hook. What's the real offer or proposition that's going to allow them to move from where they are to getting the results that they serve? So as we've said before, you need to consider the demographics of your customer: sex, age, financial wherewithal. You need to look at the psychographics. Are you set up to deal with beginners, or are you only dealing with experienced users? And what sort of fitness interests of customers are you able to cope with? Can you cope with older, beginner people interested in using the gym because they've understood this idea of sarcopenia or osteoporosis? You need to really understand what your services, who your services are aimed at, and what your services are, and how they fit with the demographics, the psychographics, and the fitness industries of your target market. See, there are essentially three different types of people, depending on their level of motivation and their level of fitness club experience. In box 2, we have beginners, highly motivated beginners who are motivated to change their behavior, but they need real high service. In 3, we have people who are able to self-manage, because not only are they highly motivated, they're experienced. They know everything they need to know to survive in your fitness club. But more difficult to manage are the 4s. The people who understand about how clubs operate and how to work equipment, etc., but lack that self-drive. And you're going to have to do that. So you're going to have to come up with some sort of strategies to make yourself both attractive in the first point to the 2s, 3s, and 4s, and also to retain them. And if you were to summarize with single words, the groups are as follows. In 1, you need to indoctrinate them. You need to tell them why joining your club is an inevitable thing they must do, because not joining is so dangerous. And once you've got them and they're a beginner, you need to educate. And once you've educated and they're stable members in 3, you need to track their usage and track their membership to make sure they don't become demotivated and stop using, becoming a 4. And if they become a 4, you need to reactivate, to forgive, and to re-engage with them. And so you need to make sure that you have these very core services, which you can define to your customer as the reason why, wherever you are in that segment, that this club is the right club for you. So back to the 3 sorts of buyers. The today buyers, you can go after using Facebook ads, Google pay-per-click, and remarketing. And yes, you can use conversion style offers for those people. The future buyers, however, you need to romance. Don't ask them to marry you on the first date. Capture the data by virtue of lead magnets, which are of interest to the customer, and then take them on a journey where you move them up the value ladder. And the value ladder is where you move through those transaction types where they are prepared to pay you and make commitments in time, but they're at lower level, but they're increasing as you go up the ladder. So you start off with a free lead magnet in order to begin the relationship. And then you may well follow up for those that don't react to the slow converter offers. And the slow converter offers then move into the tripwire offers, low commitment, low price trials. And those trials move to the core product offer, your membership, your bundle offers that we discussed earlier in modules. Now, it's possible that people will jump from 1 to 3 or from 1 or 2 to 4. But you'll see that everybody needs to be managed on this journey. And in order to just make these marginal gains, you need to just measure and manage how people are being romanced and how successful you are at moving them up the ladder. Thanks ever so much for listening. See you next time.